Welcome to luxury home decor, where a single unexpected trick can change everything. Weave bold, high-impact perennials with quietly aromatic herbs to frame your entryway in color and scent. This unlikely duo makes guests slow down, inhale, and smile before they even knock. In the next few minutes, you'll collect 30 front yard flower bed ideas that work for sprawling estates and cozy cottages alike, all designed to feel indulgent without draining your wallet. Think of seasonality as your garden's built-in storyline. Plant early snowdrops for a jaunty prologue, follow with banks of tulips, allow midsummer echinacea to sing the chorus, and finish with bronzed switchgrass waving an autumn epilogue. By overlapping bloom times, every passerby witnesses a different scene. The continual change keeps curb appeal fresh, discourages boredom, and encourages you to notice subtle shifts that signal one chapter ending and the next beginning. Next, let color theory guide your mood. Build a soothing base with analogous purples, lavender, violet, and deep plum. Then electrify the composition with a single burst of chartreuse foliage, maybe from golden oregano or a dwarf hosta. The calm backdrop flatters the shock of green, turning a simple accent into a deliberate statement piece. This balance of restraint and rebellion convinces neighbors you hired a designer, even if every plant came from the bargain rack. Whether your front yard is vast or pocket-sized, vertical layers multiply perceived space. Train clematis or climbing roses on slender matte black trellises that echo modern railings. Beneath their blooms, sow drifts of honey-scented alyssum to blanket the soil like soft snowfall. This three-tier arrangement, ground cover, mid-height foliage, airy climbers, creates drama without clutter. You gain height, depth, and tactile contrast while preserving clear pathways and an unobstructed, welcoming view of your doorway. Luxury doesn't always demand lavish spending. Savvy gardeners treat perennials as living investments. Species like daylilies, hostas, and yarrow expand generously, letting you divide clumps every second spring. Each split yields free plants to enlarge the bed or gift to friends, reinforcing community spirit. Punch the palette with economical annuals, vivid marigolds or sleek zinnias that you can swap each season. The formula marries affordability, generosity, and high-end impact in one effortless gesture. Texture whispers sophistication even when color fades. Combine the silky, fern-like foliage of cosmos with the glossy, paddle-shaped leaves of Virginia, then punctuate the ensemble using sword-straight yucca or iris. The varied tactile cues invite viewers to imagine running their hands across every surface. When petals inevitably drop, those leafy contrasts remain, ensuring the bed still looks curated. Texture, in short, is your insurance policy against the garden's natural ebb and flow. For minimalist exteriors, dare to embrace a monochrome bed. Picture a sweep of ivory blooms, snowy daisies, cloud-like verbena, and starry Arctic poppies, set against charcoal mulch. Height variations prevent monotony. Slender Gora wands sway above compact candy tuft, casting shadows that read like modern brushstrokes. Monochrome planting feels sleek, calming, and unmistakably contemporary, mirroring an interior where clutter is edited away and every accessory earns its place, letting the architecture breathe and the flowers truly shine. If your home leans traditional, channel cottagecore charm through generous drifts of foxgloves, delphiniums, and ragged robin. Let stems mingle, allowing serendipitous color pairings to emerge. The trick to preventing chaos is a subtle repeating motif. Perhaps all blooms share a soft blush undertone that ties the scene together. The relaxed abundance feels nostalgic yet intentional, like a handwritten letter delivered in an era of instant messages, warming guests with its quiet authenticity. Symmetry offers instant polish. Frame your central walkway with mirror image beds, anchoring each side using dwarf evergreen cones that stay crisp through winter. Between these green pillars, stagger flowering perennials in identical sequences so blooms rise and fall together like coordinated dancers. The mirrored design pleases the human brain, which subconsciously craves balance, making even adventurous color combinations seem orderly and reassuring. Symmetry, quite simply, transforms casual glances into admiring pauses every single time. Yet intentional asymmetry brings welcome spontaneity. Imagine a sweeping mass of golden rudbeckia on one flank, counterbalanced by a slender copper obelisk wrapped in violet morning glories opposite. The composition feels organic, as though nature herself painted it, encouraging visitors to pause and explore. Asymmetry works because our eyes instinctively search for harmony. The gentle journey toward visual equilibrium keeps the scene intriguing, personal, and effortlessly modern without veering into chaos. Garden lighting isn't just functional. It sculpts mood. Nestle solar uplights behind taller clumps of ornamental grass to cast dramatic evening silhouettes. Then thread low-glow pathway beacons among creeping thyme so subtle shadows dance beneath every step. The interplay of light and foliage extends enjoyment well past sundown, turning late-night returns into cinematic moments and letting neighbors admire your handiwork long after the sky's colors have faded to deep indigo. Scent is the invisible welcome mat. Border stepping stones with sweet alyssum, position lavender at knee height for brush-by aroma, and stake intoxicating oriental lilies toward the back where their perfume drifts forward on evening breezes. These layers release fragrance sequentially as guests approach, forging memories anchored in smell. Even when flowers are sparse, the lingering scents fill the gap, ensuring the garden still feels alive, abundant, and luxuriously inviting. Modern luxury embraces biodiversity, so design with wildlife in mind. Plant nectar-rich salvia, bee balm, and butterfly weed to attract visiting pollinators. Then add a shallow stone bird bath for thirsty finches. The resulting flutter of wings animates your flower bed, delivering movement and gentle sound that no static sculpture can replicate. Supporting local ecosystems simultaneously beautifies your entryway and aligns your home with today's eco-conscious decor trends, earning admiration from environmentally savvy neighbors. In water-wise regions, sophisticated xeriscaping defeats the myth that drought tolerance equals dull design. Blend aromatic lavender, silvery Russian sage, and fleshy sedum with light-colored gravel mulches that reflect heat and brighten the palette. Hidden drip lines deliver moisture exactly where roots need it, reducing waste. This conscious pairing of beauty and responsibility protects your bills, saves precious resources, and still radiates the lush vibe synonymous with a luxury home decor ethos. Mulch works like a well-tailored overcoat, unifying the outfit while providing protection. Spread a 2-inch layer of shredded bark, cocoa hulls, or decorative pebbles to lock soil moisture, silence weeds, and give your bed a finished magazine-ready edge. Choose tones that complement your facade. Espresso brown pops against pale stucco, while russet mulch harmonizes with brick. This subtle color coordination elevates plant hues and makes the entire design look deliberate and complete. crisp edging draws the eye like a picture frame. Recycled steel strips offer slim modern lines, whereas weathered limestone pieces exude rustic heritage. Whatever material you select, a distinct border keeps lawn grass from invading and underscores color saturation within the bed. The psychological effect is profound. Clearly defined boundaries help the brain process complexity, turning layered plantings into a coherent, gallery-worthy masterpiece that feels calm, organized, and thoroughly intentional. Companion planting weaves resilience into beauty. Thread pungent garlic between susceptible tulips to shoo rodents, or encircle rose bushes with spicy marigolds that deter aphids. These practical alliances double as visual contrasts. Slender garlic leaves accent graceful tulip cups, while marigold sunset tones intensify velvety rose petals. Your flower bed becomes a self-balancing ecosystem where each plant plays defense, offense, and decorative star simultaneously, lowering chemical reliance while raising aesthetic sophistication. Scale and proportion steer perception. In expansive lawns, petite varieties seem to vanish, so graduate from low creeping thyme to statuesque Joe Pye weed, ensuring each tier commands attention. Conversely, slim urban strips crave restraint. Compact hydrangea little lime, or dwarf butterfly bush deliver presence without overwhelm. Matching plant stature to available space avoids the awkwardness of undersized sofas or oversized lamps indoors, sustaining visual harmony and ensuring every viewpoint feels curated rather than accidental. Beyond blossoms, foliage color keeps the show running. Smoky blue hosta, burgundy heuchera, and chartreuse Japanese forest grass weave a fabric of hues that remain vivid after petals fall. These leaves act like accent pillows on a neutral sofa, injecting personality without constant replacements. The interplay of cool blues, warm reds, and vibrant lime breathes life into gray winter days and makes spring bulbs pop even brighter when they return. Winter need not spell dormancy. Leave the sturdy seed heads of coneflowers and the feathery plumes of ornamental grasses standing tall. Frost crystals will lace them into natural sculptures. Against a snowy backdrop, these silhouettes lend architectural drama and provide vital food for overwintering birds. Embracing the garden's off-season character ensures your front yard continues to captivate, proving that luxury is a year-round commitment, not merely a fleeting summer fling. For coastal homes weathered by salt spray, choose resilient yet elegant plants. Sea thrift, rosemary, and beachy agapanthus shrug off briny winds while delivering pink pom-poms, herbal fragrance, and dramatic blue blooms. Pair them with driftwood-colored slate mulch to echo nearby sands without resorting to kitschy decor. By respecting your microclimate and still prioritizing beauty, you achieve a flower bed that feels authentically seaside, thoroughly modern, and unmistakably sophisticated, whatever the tide brings. Fertilization should follow a slow food philosophy. Mix compost into planting holes, sprinkle organic pellets that release nutrients gradually, and top dress each spring with leaf mold. This measured diet prevents leggy, weak growth and reduces environmental runoff. Plants develop sturdy stems, richer blooms, and resilience against pests, meaning less staking, less spraying, and more time admiring. Thoughtful feeding turns your flower bed into a self-reliant guest that thrives quietly without demanding constant attention. Strategic containers act like jewelry at the garden's edge. Position 2 oversized, frost-proof planters beside your path, echoing interior color schemes for instant cohesion. For a monochrome living room, fill charcoal pots with silvery artemisia and velvety violet pansies. For a boho lounge, choose terracotta urns overflowing with coral geraniums and trailing licorice vine. Containers add height, flexibility, and seasonal versatility, allowing you to experiment confidently before committing daring pallets to permanent soil. A thoughtfully designed path invites exploration. Lay a ribbon of pea gravel winding through the bed, curving just enough to reveal fresh angles at every step. The gentle crunch underfoot adds auditory texture, while porous spacing between stones encourages rainwater to percolate and roots to breathe easily. Practical access for deadheading transforms into a sensory experience, turning routine maintenance into a mindful, restorative stroll through fragrance, color, and flickering dappled light. Occasional swaps keep the narrative alive without a full rewrite. Showcase pastel pansies in early spring. Trade them for blazing zinnias when temperatures soar. And embrace ornamental kale paired with silvery dusty miller as autumn chill arrives. These container-based accents mirror interior throw pillows. Easy to change, budget-friendly, and high impact. By rotating highlights, your flower bed evolves with a calendar, satisfying restless decorators who crave perpetual freshness and creative freedom. Renters or commitment-shy homeowners can still cultivate grandeur using portable raised beds on locking casters. Construct sleek cedar boxes, fill them with lightweight soil mix, and plant nectar-rich annuals for instant curb appeal. When sun angles shift, roll the planter to chase light. When leases end, wheel your mini garden to the next address with zero fuss. Mobility meets style. Proving luxury is less about permanence and more about thoughtful, adaptable design. Climate unpredictability calls for resilient plant selections. Pair heat-tolerant hydrangea endless summer with drought-proof blue fescue, then interweave native switchgrass to anchor soil during torrential downpours. This dynamic trio shrugs off extremes while still delivering lush texture and color. Future-proofing your flower bed safeguards both aesthetic and investment, clearly proving that responsible stewardship and luxurious presentation are not opposing goals but harmonious branches of the same flourishing tree of design wisdom. Gardens foster genuine community. Place a small, tasteful sign inviting passers-by to sniff a fragrant bloom or take a neatly stapled packet of saved seeds. This generous gesture transforms your front yard into a neighborhood conversation starter, spreading beauty beyond property lines. Sharing aligns with luxury home decor's belief that elegance shines brightest when it's inclusive, turning fleeting drive-by glances into warm, lasting relationships rooted in shared curiosity and horticultural kindness.